Livin' Grand on Grand Lake is made possible in part by
The Grand Lake Association is in its 60th year promoting the Grand Lake region in partnership with the Oklahoma Department of Tourism. Located in Grove, the Grand Lake Visitor Center welcomes people from around the country and provides information on where to stay, shop, eat, area services, and activities around Grand Lake. The GLA also sponsors the Pelican Festival in September with crafts, a parade, and a carnival. The Grand Lake Boat and Sports Show in March, and the Grand Lake Extravaganza, the world's largest bass tagged event. More information is available at grandlakefun.com.
And by
The Grand River Dam Authority is Oklahoma's state-owned electric utility, fully funded by revenues from electric and water sales instead of taxes. GRDA's low-cost, reliable power touches 75 of 77 counties in Oklahoma. At no cost to taxpayers, GRDA also manages 70,000 surface acres of lakes in the state, including Grand Lake, Lake Hudson, and the W.R. Hallway Reservoir. Today, GRDA's 500-member workforce continues to produce the same power for progress that has benefited the state for over 75 years.
And by
You can experience the excitement. You can experience the fun. You can experience the freedom. Your adventure awaits.
And by
There's no need to travel for quality health care. Integris Grove Hospital provides exceptional care close to home. From primary care to specialists like OBGYN, cardiology, orthopedics, urology, ophthalmology, and more. Integris Grove Hospital. Quality care close to home.
and by viewers and members like you.
We're here at the beautiful Arrowhead Yacht Club. I'm Tad Jones.
I'm Christy Wallace, and here's a sneak peek at what's coming up on Living Grand on Grand Lake.
Today, we get our kicks on Route 66 as we first visit the Afton Station Packard Museum and then north to Miami, where we will tour the renovated Coleman Theater. All that and more on this week's show. Awarded the 2009 Route 66 Business of the Year, Afton Station is a must-see of the Mother Road. We've got Packard's Route 66 memorabilia and other surprises, so sit back and relax, take your mind back to yesteryear, and here's our tour of Afton Station.
Afton Station is a restored DX gas station that I bought in 1998. It had been a 24-hour gas station for probably 50 years during the prime of Route 66.
In its day, it was one of the largest service stations on all of Route 66.
We have restored the gas station, the buildings, and built new buildings here in order to house and display a collection of antique cars and other cars that are important to me. Mostly the automobiles are Packards. We have two large showrooms here. You are currently in the post-war showroom where we display cars that were built after World War II. We have the original Packard dealer sign from the Packard dealership in York, Pennsylvania. I bought this at auction in York, Pennsylvania when the dealer went out of business. And I've had it restored. It is in full working condition, and it is exactly like it would have been in 1950 when they installed it in the dealership. This is a back showroom at Afton Station, Route 66 Packard. We house most of the vehicles in here are post-war or pre-war vehicles built before 1940, and most of them are Packard automobiles. They range in age from 1923, which is the oldest Packard we have and the oldest car here, through 1937. Now, one of the things you need to know about Packards is that every one of them had a symbol on it. Most people are familiar with the Ford oval or the Chevrolet bow tie. Well, the symbol for a Packard was the ox yoke, and that was a shape that was something like this, that the oxen would pull the cart with. This particular hood ornament is one of the classic Packard hood ornaments of the time. We call it the donut chaser. It's a winged lady holding a wheel out front. This is not just a showroom, it's a working restoration shop. We're always in the process of restoring an automobile here.
Route 66 was, at the time, the main road across America.
When Highway 66 became almost unused as a result of the Eisenhower highway system, they built I-44 in the mid-70s, and so people stopped traveling the old roads.
The most important things in my estimation about Route 66 are preservation, number one. We really have to get busy all across Route 66 from Chicago to Los Angeles and get some of these buildings restored before they fall down. It's too much of an important part of Route 66 history to let it go.
So take your trip down Route 66 to Afton Station and stay tuned. We'll be right back.
I'm Jennifer Sterling, Program Manager for RSU Public TV. One of the things I love about being part of RSU TV is that it's much more than just a television station, really more like a family. Our viewers are committed to helping us bring the best possible programming to northeastern Oklahoma. We've introduced a new way to become part of the RSU TV family, the Signal Society. It works like this. Pledge a recurring monthly gift of $10 a month or more right now, and you'll become a member. It's automatically deducted from your credit or debit card or bank account until you cancel. It's easy on the budget for people who want to help, and we'll be able to spend less time and money fundraising. As our special thanks to you when you join the Signal Society, you'll receive a beautiful RSU TV stadium blanket and etched coffee mug. It's so easy to join and help us keep all those great programs on the air. Just call 1-800-823-7210 or go online to rsu.tv. We appreciate your support. If you've been a member for a while, thank you so much. And if you're new, welcome to the family.
Hi, I'm Christy Wallace at Arrowhead Yacht Club on Grand Lake, and I am excited to have two guests with me today. Repeat guests coming back to see us again, Katie Johnson and Amelia Chamberlain with Harbor Village. And I'm excited to have you back because you have so many things going on at Harbor Village, and I know you have your Cherokee Heritage Day coming up.
Yeah, this Saturday we've been working with the Chalagi Ladies Club from Grove, and they've been helping us to supplement some of the activities that we did last year. And so we have quite a few more things scheduled this year. There's a woman who will be doing Cherokee genealogy. She's also going to be doing a program on ethnobotany, finding out how people use plants.
Yeah. We'll have book signings, basketry, beadwork, some tear dresses from the Chalagi ladies. There'll be crafts like making corn husk dolls and playing Cherokee marbles.
So it sounds like people can really get a taste of what it was like, you know, growing up in this area and where the Cherokee tribe has come from and how they live their lives.
The culture is so rich here, and this is just a way for Harbor Village to just acknowledge the Cherokee culture that is just on our land. There'll be gospel singing in the Cherokee language. It's going to be exciting.
And how do you think they dealt with the wind, Katie?
I'm not quite sure.
It must have been, they had something to deal with the wind.
They were smart enough to pull their hair back, I'm sure.
Well, and I hate to trivialize the day, but I have to say a personal favorite of mine was the Indian tacos last year. It was neat to learn about the culture, but also trying that food, which was fabulous.
delicious. We're excited to have that available for our guests as well.
We're also going to be, we're honoring and recognizing our Cherokee heritage, of course. There's a woman who is going to be 100 years old in August, Annie Walker, and we're going to be recognizing her this day. And we are going to offer free admission for anyone that has a tribal ID, not just Cherokee.
Wonderful.
And we also, even though the event's going to be, this weekend, we are still looking for people, vendors, or people that want to demonstrate something that has to do with Cherokee heritage. So
well,
they can
I think
give us a
it's
call.
an excellent learning opportunity to learn about the Cherokee culture. So many people participate in this event. Again, it was such a huge success last year. I'm excited to see you guys repeat that again as well. So anything else that we want our viewers to know about coming out? What about the hours?
It is from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. And I would say we have so much going on at Harbor Village. If you're going to come to more than one event, we want you to come for sure. Look for our membership opportunities that we have, because it's going to end up saving you money in the long run. It's for the whole season, from March 15th to November 15th. And there'll be extra discounts that you can get if you're a member.
And of course, you're supporting the museum.
Absolutely. So. It's just supporting our heritage and our culture at Harbor Village Museum.
Excellent. Well, thank you for joining us today. Again, that's going to be June 14th at Harbor Village. For more information, they can visit your website.
That's right.
All right. Thanks for joining us. Tad, now back to you.
Thank you, Christy. Shopping on Grand Lake is already fun, but when you put it with an event, it makes it that much better. We have a special guest with us here that has a wonderful event going on. Debbie Stevenson here with KGVE. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. We are very excited. We're getting ready to have Grand Lake's first ever Spring Fest. Back in October we had the first ever Grand Lake Fall Fest, and it was just so much fun. We decided to do it again with Spring Fest, and that'll be happening on June 14th.
June 14th, and I mean, you're going to bring in, because I remember the event last year, you have so many vendors that come in. Tell us a little bit about what to expect when they come out.
Well, we're going to have about 100 vendors that will include the wonderful farmers market that Grove is so well known for. I think we've got about 25 vendors for the farmers market, and there's anything there from fresh flowers to every vegetable you could want. Add that to antiques, repurposed items, retro items, all kinds of crafts, and it's just going to be a great time. Not only that, I have talked to the gypsies. I don't know whether you were there last year when the gypsies showed up. The gypsies just showed up without anybody knowing they were coming. And this year we have invited the gypsies, so they will be showing up too.
And they put on a great show, and the kids, I know, loved watching them as well.
I love the gypsies.
Right. So what time does all this kick off then?
Well, the arts and crafts will get started at 9 o'clock. And then, Tad, something that we did last year for Fall Festival that we're doing again, we're bringing the food trucks in. Last year the food trucks came and they were a huge success. The city of Grove was so wonderful. We closed down Broadway, set up the food trucks there. The city set up tables and chairs for us. It was like a big communal meal. And this time we sold out so fast last time, we're adding a couple of food trucks. We'll still have the ones that came last year. We've got In the Raw on the rolls, so sushi for breakfast if you want. We've got La Grub, and they had those wonderful gourmet sandwiches. Andolini's Pizza. Did you have a piece of those pizzas?
I couldn't get in the line. It was so long. And then one of them ran, or maybe all of them ran out, if I remember right.
Everybody except the pizzas ran out. Pizza slices as big as your head. Yeah. We've got the Doghouse with gourmet hot dogs and hamburgers coming. We've got the Meltdown with their gourmet grilled cheese sandwiches. And the one from Stillwater that I'm so excited about, Pie on the Fly. All kinds of fried pies. Meat fried pies, fruit fried pies, cream fried pies, you name it, they've got it. Then we've got a couple of local of our restaurants that are going to set up too, so we're very excited about that.
All right, and it's a completely free event for everybody unless you're buying from the food trucks. Is that right? Everybody can just come in for free?
Come in for free, enjoy the atmosphere. It's a fun atmosphere. Chris Weathered from KGVE will be set up once again playing the oldies, and nobody does it better than he does.
Yeah, and it's going to be at the Grove Community Center. Is that right, in downtown Grove?
Downtown Grove, on the lawn. I like to say on the lawn in downtown Grove. 9 to 4, I know some of the vendors will be started earlier. We'll have lots of jewelry, lots of wonderful, one-of-a-kind arts and crafts, a lot of antiques, a lot of repurposed things, really anything you can imagine, so you can get a jump on weddings. If you have wedding gifts to buy, if you have graduation gifts to buy, hold off a week or two and do this. Father's Day will be that Sunday, so lots of things for fathers. Just a little bit of something for everybody.
All right, Debbie, thanks so much for being with us here today. Come to the Grand Lake Spring Fest in Grove. It's going to be fantastic. Lots of arts and crafts and other things to do for the whole family. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I know you're going to enjoy this next segment, a tour of the beautiful Coleman Theater in Miami. It will truly take you back in time, this beautiful, beautiful theater right here in our area. So grab your popcorn, sit down, and enjoy.
We are one of my favorite places, the Coleman Theater in Miami, Oklahoma. And you talk about opulent, this is the place. And Barbara Smith is with us, the executive director.
Good morning, Tim.
It's good to see you again.
Yes.
We did a great documentary a few years ago, and it's great to visit again to show you all what's happened and changed here. But first off, can you give us the cliff notes on what the Coleman Theater is?
Well, it is the most beautiful historic theater in the state of Oklahoma. As a matter of fact, the state legislature just declared us the premier vaudeville theater, historical theater of the state of Oklahoma. Cool. It was effective last November, and so we have that new prestigious honor. We won all kinds of awards. We saved this theater from the wrecking ball. They used to have opulent theaters like this in Tulsa and Oklahoma City, and there are still some great theaters in Oklahoma. They're all valuable to their communities, but this is certainly the grandest, most opulent. And in fact, it is the grandest, most opulent theater in a town this size in all of America.
Can you describe a little bit what we're looking at?
Well, this is a Versailles, kind of Louis XIV, 15th interior, although the exterior is Spanish, and that's because George Coleman, who was a water well digger, discovered lead and zinc and became a multimillionaire, liked the inside, but he made the architects change the outside to Spanish, and he wrote the checks, so he made the rules.
Exactly. You got the money, you can be as eclectic as you want.
He loved theater. He wanted to bring vaudeville to his workers who made him so wealthy, and so he built this grand theater in 330 days.
Now, when you started the restoration, this place was in bad shape. I mean, even the carpet?
The carpet was stripped out in 1948.
And this is all special, though, because it has his, what's CT?
That is the Coleman family crest. They were Kohlmann from Germany, and they Americanized their names. The CT is Coleman Theater. We had a little piece of it left. And getting a carpet company to weave a carpet nobody would ever buy but us was not an easy task. But they had taken out the original seats, there were holes in the roof, plaster had fallen off, water was running down the walls, but we were still open, and there'd be 7 or 8 people here to see a movie and sit under the balcony if it were raining, so they wouldn't get wet. So, you know, but we saw the beauty of this place. The bones were here. There was no gold leaf, no crystal. Everything in this lobby was stripped. The walls were bare, the carpet was gone. There was linoleum tile upstairs, no furniture, and the seats had been modernized and had springs sticking up. The mighty Wurlitzer organ was gone. The 2,000-pound chandelier that hangs inside, all that was gone. It's all been restored, so it looks very much like it did on April the 18th, 1929, when people first walked in this palace.
You know, you can see this on video and it looks spectacular, but in person, the theater is amazing.
There's really no way to describe it, even with pictures, until you come and experience it. Because theater is to be experienced, you know, that's what theater is really all about. So. And this one is certainly one to be experienced. People walk in, their jaws just drop. We've had people from 28 countries here and every state in the union. Of course, Route 66 is right at our front door, so the tourism business is really big for us. You can tell by the lines I'm reciting, sing that movie
too. Again, with the history thing, you've preserved so much stuff. Yep. This is one of the original backdrops from when?
From the grand opening night, painted by Great Western Scenery Company in 1928. It's unretouched. We didn't know it was there. When we fixed the fly system and brought it down, we just almost sobbed because there it was in all its glory. It wasn't leaking up there.
And people don't realize, too, there is an immense amount of above us.
It's 60 feet up where we suspend the curtains and all of the scenery, and it can fly right up. We call it the fly system. And sometimes we'll say, let us show you the ropes, because that's how everything goes up and down.
Oh, I like that. And over here you have a very special project that I don't know how you pulled this off. This is the original organ that was here in the beginning, right?
Yes, and actually it was created for this theater at the instruction of Mr. Coleman. So it was built in 1928 for the Coleman Theater. Still had our name on it. It was in terrible shape, and it was sold twice. And we finally located it with an organ collector in Burleson, Texas, and persuaded him to bring it back and restore it, and he still works on it. He's getting up in his late 70s, but he won't let anybody else work on it. So,
So this actually works?
oh, it does, and it's got lots of instruments, and it's incredible. And we have an amazing house organist it's Dennis James. He's world famous. He lives in New York, and he plays all over the world. So he comes 3 times a year. Our investment in this organ has continued, and we just added recently 6 new instruments. Today it is the equivalent of an organ that has been valued at $1 million.
So now we're up in the balcony, and this is pretty incredible. You filled all the seats up, but sometimes you're not alone up here, are you?
We never really feel alone in the theater, and actually we never feel afraid in the theater. And you know, I'm a theater person. All good theaters have spirits. And they're not ghosts, they're spirits.
Spirits.
Yes. And you leave a little bit of yourself, you know. And we've had some experiences smelling some bay rum aftershave we've never been able to find anywhere that supposedly a Mr. Roberts used to wear, and a little whiff of Mr. Coleman's cigar smoke maybe. And they have learned to like us. They used to kind of frighten us, but they feel very welcome. We feel welcome because it's so beautiful. They have their theater back. It's just like they're satisfied. Their theater's here, and when we leave, it becomes theirs, I suppose.
You don't just have it open for shows. You do give tours all the time. I mean, this is on a regular route for a lot of places.
We are open Tuesday through Saturday, and we do tours all the time. And you know, people hear the stories and so on, but when they hear the story of what this community did, it's really special.
That's neat. And talking about special, it's really hard to not pick out special things on this place, but the chandelier is incredible, and you got to tell me the story on how you got this back to where it is.
Well, we knew that it was there, and I got tired of hearing about it, so I thought, what's the big deal about a chandelier? Well, they found
So it wasn't here at the time?
It wasn't here.
Okay.
It was taken down in '57. It was about to fall. We put it back in 2004. We found just the metal pieces in the horse stable on the Coleman property. No glass, no crystal, nothing. And it took us several years to find a company it was made in Italy, and that company wasn't there. So we had to find somebody that could do the acid slumped glass, and we had to get all the Belgian crystals, and it cost a lot of money because it's very large, larger than it looks in perspective, and it has 256 light bulbs, and we have to clean it every couple of years and change all the light bulbs. And now we're looking at what are we going to do when incandescent is no longer available. But this July it's due again. So we have a few kind of going out, but it turns red and blue and yellow, and it's just spectacular.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Well, I hope you'll tour the Coleman Theater on one of your next trips to Grand Lake. Stay tuned, we have more after this.
Today I'd like to help familiarize boaters with buoys commonly found on the waterways that we might be boating. One of the first and most common buoys that we come across are no-wake buoys. These buoys help to indicate how far we need to be from certain obstacles. The state law requires us to be 150 feet from any bridges, docks, piers, anchored or moored vessels. So these indicate how far we need to stay from these obstacles. The second buoy that we might encounter is a square, which indicates information in that area. It could explain that there is a marina or a restaurant in the area. The third commonly found on our waterways is a triangle, which indicates that there's some kind of danger in the area. Could be sandbars in the water or some kind of shallow obstruction or piers or old bridges. When you see these, please stay out of the area. The last buoy I have indicates that it is an exclusion area. This area indicates that boaters should not go past that point for many reasons. So when you're out on the waterways, make sure you pay attention to the buoys and have a safe day.
Livin' Grand on Grand Lake is made possible in part by
The Grand Lake Association is in its 60th year promoting the Grand Lake region in partnership with the Oklahoma Department of Tourism. Located in Grove, the Grand Lake Visitor Center welcomes people from around the country and provides information on where to stay, shop, eat, area services, and activities around Grand Lake. The GLA also sponsors the Pelican Festival in September with crafts, a parade, and a carnival. The Grand Lake Boat and Sports Show in March, and the Grand Lake Extravaganza, the world's largest bass-tagged event. More information is available at grandlakefun.com.
And by
The Grand River Dam Authority is Oklahoma's state-owned electric utility, fully funded by revenues from electric and water sales instead of taxes. GRDA's low-cost, reliable power touches 75 of 77 counties in Oklahoma. At no cost to taxpayers, GRDA also manages 70,000 surface acres of lakes in the state, including Grand Lake, Lake Hudson, and the W.R. Hallway Reservoir. Today, GRDA's 500-member workforce continues to produce the same power for progress that has benefited the state for over 75 years.
And by
You can experience the excitement. You can experience the fun. You can experience the freedom. Your adventure awaits.
And by
There's no need to travel for quality health care. Integris Grove Hospital provides exceptional care close to home. From primary care to specialists like OB/GYN, cardiology, orthopedics, urology, ophthalmology, and more. Integris Grove Hospital. Quality care close to home.
And by viewers and members like you.